You all welcome back to African Colonization and Biafran History TV. So in today's video, we'll go through the issues surrounding the Iginla prophecy, how he has been prophesying, and then the thing that is going on according to what he said this time around. Today is 26 February 2026. So according to what he said this time, he said, allow Biafran to go. Iginla tell Tinubu, Nigeria won't be one again. So allow the Biafran, the Igbo, to go. And he also talk about the issue of election, how the election is coming. The only thing that will change the mind of the government, the mind of Tinubu, it is only when either one person die inside them before you will see something will change, or somebody die somehow, or something happen. But if it is about the present situation we are today in Nigeria, and then nobody shake them like the way Trump is shaking them now, then you see nothing will, in fact, nothing will change. The only little change that many people is witnessing in Nigeria today, like this issue of Boko Haram, issue of Christian genocide, and the reason why they are talking about it, the world is meditating about it, is because of Trump and Israel. If not, nobody in Nigeria would have even raised up to speak. I was imagining the other day when people was protesting and nobody was shot. You need to ask yourself the reason why. Is because of the Trump administration. They are now looking into things that is going in Nigeria. That is why you are seeing people speaking and then nobody is harassing them anymore. And mostly the issue of protesting. People protesting, calling the name Tinubu, and they know any police or soldier that go there to tear gas them or to shoot them go on. For you to see how powerful this America, this Donald Trump is. So that is it. So this time around, he have come out, again, have come out to give a prophecy concerning things that is going on in Nigeria, and they elect Tinubu, allow the Biafran to go. This is another warning to him, and then it will be a last warning to him. So as you're about to watch, like, subscribe, and make sure you share it to go and let others see things going on in Nigeria.
There's no rocket science about the next thing that is about to happen in Nigeria. I pray that God help the opposition of this country. See, the election will come, we hear noise, and we just jump again. As I'm talking, death touch one person. If there's no death, forget all this thing you are talking about. Everybody was going this way, I was going this way. This side, they abused me, called me all manner of name. This issue of swearing on prophet, I feel for most Nigerians when they do this. There's no rocket science about the next thing that is about to happen in Nigeria. I pray that God help the opposition of this country.
Alright, the video that you're about to watch right now is very serious, and I will urge you to listen to what the man of God said to the end. Please sit tight and watch this video to the end. But before we dive into the video, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone and where you're watching us from. Please, all of us of good news and well-wishers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there is something that the man of God said about this video, about the struggle of Biafra and what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu might be going through after he's been released from the Sokoto prison. So I want you to sit tight to watch this video to the end. Enjoy the rest of the video. I'll be right back.
There's no rocket science about the next thing that is about to happen in Nigeria. I pray that God help the opposition of this country. See, the election will come, we hear noise, and we just jump again. As I'm talking, death touch one person. If there's no death, forget all this thing you are talking about. Everybody was going this way, I was going this way. This side, they abused me, called me all manner of name. This issue of swearing on prophet, I feel for most Nigerians when they do this. You vent your anger on us. When this current government came into power, immediately they were sworn in. I started prophesying about 2027. And I said to you that I don't see anything different from what I'm seeing now. And I said, if there's any change as time goes on, I will tell you. And that as we move every year or every few months, I'll be updating you what I see. The truth is, the current government that is in power, I'm just seeing them growing more futures in the realm of the spirit. I pray that God help the opposition of this country. So if you ask me, if there's an election today, we will still take the show for the day. I'll tell you, the current government in power. I know some people will, You are wicked. This issue of swearing on prophet, when we say the opinion of God's mind, is one of the things I feel for most Nigerians when they do this. You vent your anger on us when I'm just a prophet, I'm a messenger, I'm only telling you what I see. If you ask me of my own opinion, come and meet me one-on-one, I will tell you. But when it comes to vision, you could remember last time, everybody was going this way, I was going this way. This time they abused me, called me all manner of names. And I said, there's no rocket science about the next thing that is about to happen in Nigeria. We will just see the election will come, we hear noise, and we just jump again, like from here to here again, continue our journey again. If anything will change, maybe I will tell you, the only thing that can change, as I'm talking, death, touch one person. If there's no death, forget all this thing you are talking about. The opposition should spend time. You don't need to create anarchy in the country to win election. That's the more reason why God will favor the sitting government. If you want to play politics, play pure politics. It will be nothing like this. You don't need to shed blood of innocent people to score a political point. If you feel you are popular, go there and run and do your politics. Whether you call it a good game or a dirty game, it belongs to you people. You know how you do your thing. Go and play your politics, but don't play politics with people's life. That's all. Once you involve people's life in the politics you are doing, you are going to lose. Give Jesus a clap of. I'm going to talk as far as things that is going to happen in this country to 2031. And then I will move from 2031 to 2036. I will share some things, some visions that God has shown me. When the time comes, I will give you details. And the reason why I do these prophecies bit by bit is so that when the time comes, I can replay them so that you not think it's a guesswork. I told you that people said, they have seen the David that God is raising for Nigeria. I say no, that the David is still in the bush. Even the David himself have not discovered himself. So they might be correct with the prophecy that there is a David, but nobody have seen. Even me, I can't point to the David to you. The incoming government will try their best, and they will do a lot of remarkable change will happen. But it will be tough for some time. But there will be a lot of remarkable change. And I mean what I'm saying. There will be stiff-neck criticism. Strong one. It will come. There are some bad elements that will try to fight this administration that is coming with an unknown monster. And it's going to be sponsored by some elements because of political ambition. It is going to be different from what we used to know. It's going to come. There's going to be another reading. And I don't know. I cannot tell. I just saw something rising from a sea. It's a creature I cannot understand, trying to tear the flag. But as the thing is trying to tear the flag of Nigeria, the flag still remains intact. This government coming will do remarkable. I don't belong to any political party, and I don't flatter anybody. I don't run after any politician. They do some outstanding, remarkable things that will shock this country. Yes, but there is going to be some bad elements that will come in to try to meet and do some plots. Watch what I'm saying. Between now and the next 2 years, you will soon tell me that Papa said this thing. But one thing that is beautiful is that there's going to be a smart way to overcome the battles. Don't undermine this coming government. What you think might not be able to offer goodness to Nigeria might shock you. And what is the scripture? He will use the foolish things of this world to confirm the wisdom of the wise. That's why I tell you, I said Nigeria is an handwork in the hands of God. This government is going to usher from now to the next time that I'm going to talk, the David that I've been talking about, this government. Watch what will happen. Tell me, prophet, what are you seeing? There is no battle that other governments have not experienced, that we are not going to experience in another format. But things are going to move in a direction that will shock you. Will there be a swearing in? Oh, yes, of course. Will there be a new government? Yes, of course. Will things move smoothly? Yes, of course.
I dare to tell this nation today that this is the problem. This constitution can never give us progress. This constitution can never give us peace. This constitution can never give us unity. And unfortunately, most of us in this National Assembly, we don't have the spine to face what we need to give this republic to have peace and progress. What do I mean? This constitution has 68 items. 68 on the exclusive list. This constitution has only 12 on the concurrent list. And those 12 are written so nebulously, so fraudulently, that you know that the intention is to even undermine those concurrent lists. That is why those who want unity and peace in Nigeria must first remember that the name of our republic is not just Nigeria. The formal name of this republic is Federal Republic of Nigeria. Unfortunately, we don't run a federalist system in Nigeria. Otherwise, what is so unique about all those things that are in the exclusive list? We used to have a parliamentary system, and then we wanted unity, we wanted peace, we wanted progress, and we therefore said we are going to go with a presidential system. Honestly, there are many presidential systems in the world that have peace and progress. I can't quarrel with that. But we must put in place the same safeguards that presidential system across the world put in place, so that you can have what it needs to run the society.
Oh yes. This man of God, he have said his mind, and what he said is that let the thing he said, let it continue, and let us continue be seeing what he have said, because he said a lot of things concerning Nigeria, concerning the politics, concerning what is happening, and the things that is going on in the system, and the issue of tearing of the flag. We don't understand, and we don't know what it means. But what he says is that dividing a flag of a country means dividing the nation, and means war, and it means a lot of things. So we don't know the meaning of that. Coming down to issue of the Senate debating on the Constitution, the main problem of the country today we are having, it is that some Constitution already have already said everything. The Constitution we are using in the country, it is not balanced to the idea of the people who want it. That is the main thing we are facing. That is why you see many zones, they are crying. We call Nigeria Federal Republic of Nigeria, but it's not federal. It is run unitary system. So there is nothing like federal there. And then when it was federal, it was when Lord Lugard left the country and handed it over to the people of Nigeria, that means to the north. So after the coup upon coup, then they now remove the federal and put only Nigeria. But if you come to the Constitution, they are still claiming that Nigeria is the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is not true. It's not federal. So they need to work very well, and they need to work and look into that Constitution, and they know what they will do. Because the issue of every zone is trying to divide. The other is crying, the other is clamoring, I will go, I will stay, I will do this. So are they being that we are having a federal system of government, all those things would have stopped. Nobody would have been crying who would do this or who would not do that. And but since then, nobody, the president, anybody that is the president that is present, he will not even look into what is there, because number one, if you become a president and you look into the constitution and you say you want a federal system of government, meaning that you will now devote your power to the states or to the zone. So you will not be having much power the way they are having now. And you know, African, they love power. Any African president or any African leader, they love power and they love to control everything. They are just like emperor who love to control. So they love to control people and they love to be in power. And in fact, if you ask them, they will tell you that they would love to be in power until they die. As you can see, the thing that they are proposing, that they are trying to let the presidency turn to become 18 years. Once you get into power, then you should be staying in 18 years. Imagine the Senate, they are discussing about all those things. The 8 years they are staying is not enough for them. Then they want to now change it to become 18 years. That is how the African people think, how their leader think. Before you know, they will now turn it to become lifetime presidency, and they let them be there until they die. Even though when they die, their children will now take power. That is how it is. So the constitution of the country, they need to look into it and they see what they will do. Well, I would like you to watch the video where the issue concerning this constitution of this issue of Sharia or no Sharia, then they are trying to scrap out the Sharia, while the North is claiming that the Sharia is their birthright, that they cannot remove it in constitution. So don't skip any part. Watch and see the thing going on in the country.
Joining me in this video. In my previous videos, I promised that I'm going to analyze the report that Randy Moore submitted to Donald J. Trump about the issue of Christian persecution in Nigeria. 2 days ago, he posted that he officially, because November last year, he said that in the month of February, that he will be submitting the report officially to Donald J. Trump. Why is he doing this? They were saddled with the responsibility of going to Nigeria to really investigate and find out what is actually going on. After Donald J. Trump made the famous statement that he's going to go into Nigeria guns a-blazing to wipe away the Islamic militants who are killing the cherished Christians, according to him. So, ever since then, we have seen a lot of movement, delegations. Randy Moore with his team actually came to Nigeria. They visited one of the IDP camp in Benue State. I think that is the only state they visited, the IDPs, where they saw over 600,000 Christians in the IDP camp. So, ever since then, many things have been ongoing and so on and so forth. I read through this report, and I think that there are so many things that are confidential that might not be presented in this report, like the issue of the terror sponsors and so on and so forth. So they really go through so many angles, like touching the issue of Fulanis. So let me just be fast and go through it. And where I want to deliberate mostly among these points, that is the recommendations they gave Trump, that this is what he should do. So what I'm going to touch light very well is about the repealing of the Sharia law and blasphemy law. And that is the controversial issues here, because a lot of people there have been misreactions. We get to that, okay? We'll get to that so that you will understand what actually people are thinking about the issue of Sharia law, because that is what is going to actually shake Nigeria. And US understands what is going on globally. They really understand the problem we are having in the whole world. This is not even, a Nigerian issue. It's a global issue. So because of that, I believe that they have something to do. So let us look at this before I go into the details of what Randy Moore said. This is from Omar Sandisu. These were comments, how people were, reacting to what, was published about this report from Randy Moore, that US is demanding the repeal of Sharia law and blasphemy law in a secular state. That is not a hard thing that US is demanding. But I know that these people will never agree on this. And that is where the problem lies. That is where the division comes. So if you want Sharia law, then you've got to leave Nigeria. So that is where US stands at this moment. Like from Omar Salisu, he is saying that the Sharia legal system in Nigeria has come to stay forever. even though the leaders who implemented the Sharia are not serious. They don't abide by it, but still in a movement forward. Still a movement forward, okay, to the success. And we hope one day someone will implement it 100%. That is the whole Nigeria. And even our Christian brothers, we appreciate and enjoy the gesture. So this has come to verify and approve what former senator and former governor of Zamfara State, right? Mr. What is the name? The man that brought Sharia to Nigeria, the man that fought for it. Okay, so he said that it is the ambition of every Muslim in Nigeria to make Nigeria a Sharia state. Do you understand? So it is the ambition. There is no two ways about it. And the US, figure out that, yes, it is because of the issue of Sharia that is making, all these Boko Haram to come out, because these are just soldiers, according to Shegumi. These people are soldiers. It is their soldiers. They are their people. You can't just kill them. You can't just remove them. So, both the ideology that is driving this Boko Haram, it is the same ideology that is driving so many people in government houses. So, don't look at people in Agbada and suit in government houses and you think that they are different from the people inside the bush, okay? Now, he is saying that, even our Christian brothers and sisters will appreciate and enjoy the gesture. So, they are just trying to tell you that this is what everybody will be under. And they are working towards it. Be sleeping. But thank God that another nation, they are rising up against this. And I'm telling you, I appreciate every activist in Nigeria. I appreciate everyone what they are doing. But you see what? Where everybody is making mistake is the issue of Islamization of Nigeria. They want to be politically correct because maybe they have political ambition. Maybe they have this. They just want to be politically correct. Oh, we have passed the time of being politically correct. Not in a country where order came from Aso Rock to ask the soldiers to leave before they abduct children with a helicopter painted green, white, and green up. And you want to be politically correct. That what is going on is not this. There is no agenda. Are you foolish? In a country where children were kidnapped, a national security advisor said children in detention camp are doing fine. And AFP just published the intelligence that Nigeria paid the Boko Haram $2 billion, 2 billion naira, that is $2 million, for them to be released. Like, what is wrong with us? Like, what is actually wrong with us? We want to be politically correct so that people will not offend some section. No, anybody that want to be offended should be offended. People are dying. People are homeless. Blood is flowing in Nigeria, and we should speak the truth about it. Now, Garazani Osman Sani is saying, blaspheming laws will never be repealed. It is divine law, which is not subject to amendment, repeal, or alteration. See, go clear for no eye. Many Nigerians who do not understand what Sharia law, Ahmed Sani Yerima, okay? The man who brought Sharia, when he was in the Senate, he was telling the Nigerian Senate, listen, Nigerian constitution, Nigerian law doesn't have any right to amend Sharia law. Nobody can alter Sharia law. It stands like that. Blasphemy law stands like that. And these are contrary to the Nigerian constitution. These are contrary to the Nigerian constitution. Boko Haram, what do you want? They say they want a Sharia country. ISWAP, what do you want? A Sharia country. Lakurawa, what do you want? They invited us to teach Sharia. Nigeria invited us to teach Sharia. And they said they are not doing it, fast. So we have to start kindling. We have to start, bringing this Sharia with full force. Nigeria invited the terrorists. And the terrorists, what they invited them for, they did not do it again. The terrorists are carrying arms. Falana also told us, I still have the video. He said that Adimodu Sheriff, a governor of Borno State, appointed Boko Haram. After appointing Boko Haram into his cabinet as a commissioner of religious affairs for the implementation of Sharia, the Boko Haram leader came to executive meeting and they were talking about contrast. That was where they said, no, these people are not serious about Sharia. Let us go and fight and bring Sharia to Nigeria. So we are just deceiving ourselves that Nigeria will be one. Stay with me in this video. Okay, now, okay, let me just leave about the comments of people onward. Let me go back to the details of the report that was submitted to the United States. All right, I will do that fast, okay? This is the title, Ending the Persecution of Christians in Nigeria. The United States Congress commends President Trump for his decisive action to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, CPC, to hold perpetrators of violence to account and compel the government of Nigeria to protect the vulnerable communities and end religious persecutions. The president called on Congress Randy Moore, Chairman Tom Cole, and the House Appropriation Committee to investigate and produce a report on the prosecution and slaughter of Nigerian Christians. To examine the facts, Appropriations Vice Chair Mario Diaz-Balart hosted an investigative roundtable and led a congressional delegation to Nigeria, and House Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Brian Mast and Africa Subcommittee Chairman Chris Smith held a hearing to gather evidence from government and civil society witnesses. The close collaboration culminated in the following recommendation. So this is the findings. This is what, was discovered. After decades of persecution, Nigeria is the deadliest place in the world to be a Christian. Christians are subject to ongoing violence attack from well-armed Fulani militia and terrorist group, resulting in the death and murder of tens of thousands of Christians, including pastors and priests, the destruction of thousands of churches and schools, as well as kidnappings. Blaspheming laws in Nigeria's northern states are used to silence speech and dissent, target Christians and minorities, and justify so-called conviction without due process. President Trump's bold action and attention from Congress has created a once-in-a-generation opportunity for real change to address this 2 decades-long crisis, although the government of Nigeria is a key partner for the United States. Now, let me just go straight to the recommendation. That is where we are going to look into now. A recommendation. Strike a bilateral agreement between the United States and the Nigerian government to protect vulnerable Christian communities from violent persecution and eliminate jihadist terror activities in the region. Further economic cooperation and counter adversaries in the region, including the Chinese Communist Party and Russian Federation. Such an agreement should include commitments by the government of Nigeria to co-fund donor-supported humanitarian assistance, including through faith-based organizations, and to prioritize undeserved communities of internally displaced organizations, and to prioritize undeserved communities of internally displaced persons, IDPs, and their host communities, especially in the predominantly Christian Middle Belt regions. 2. Support and respond to early warning mechanism to prevent attacks and kidnappings, including by deploying sufficient and capable security forces to the Middle Belt to enable rapid and effective response, and hold those who ignore the warnings accountable. 3. Remove Fulani militia from confiscated productive farmland and enable the voluntary return of displaced communities to their homes, including by ensuring security and infrastructure, thereby reducing the need for humanitarian aid and generating economic development through the increased agricultural productivity. Then let us go to the next one. It says, continue and expand security cooperation with the United States, including by divestment of Russia military equipment for American military equipment through sales and financing. Now, technical support to the Nigerian government to reduce and then eliminate violence from armed Fulani militia, including by developing and demobilization, disarmament, and reintegration program to address illicit weapons and support safer communities, while allowing farmers to engage in legitimate self-defense. That is about let the farmers be able to buy gun and have it by themselves to protect themselves. Now, supporting the new Ministry of Livestock, ranching plans, and meaningful land reforms efforts, and enhancing the recruitment, technical capabilities, and willingness of the security forces and the military to prevent and respond to violence attack. Comprehensive counter-terrorism cooperation. Let me summarize there. Then now let me go to implementation straight, okay, to avoid waste of time. Implement the National Security Department of State and Related Programs Appropriation Act. Number one there under this is increase accountability by requiring proof of a progress before obligating additional funds. Programs to address religious freedom, atrocities response, legal reforms, and so on and so forth. Third, there is Treasury Department programs and activities to strengthen the integrity of Nigeria. Okay, let me go to the next, just summarizing it. U.S. Development Finance Corporation investment in Nigeria, GAO audit report on the effectiveness of aid to Nigeria and recommendations for strengthened oversight. Now, invoke and publicly announce the CPC presidential directives to name and shame the perpetrators of violence. This is going to be, a very long-standing one. To invoke and publicly announce the control of particular consigned presidential directives to name and shame perpetrators of violence. It's not going to be funny, okay? Implement sanctions on groups and individuals who participate in or tolerate violence against Christians. Another one, there is continue visa restriction to the perpetrators involved in Christian violence and violations of religious freedom, of which they have done before. Now, this one is demand the repeal of Sharia codes and criminal anti-blasphemy laws, okay? Now, this is a very, very dangerous one. That is what I'm going to explain at the end. Review and use point of leverage to compel Fulani herdsmen to disarm, including by blocking export of beef and other cattle-related products to countries like Ivory Coast, Ghana, South Africa, and Senegal. Ensure adequate staffing of diplomatic posts in Nigeria. Improve the foreign ministry sales process to expedite the procurement and the delivery of defense articles and services necessary to support shared security priorities. Require a national intelligence estimate on Nigerian sectarian and communal violence. And the last one there in the summary is the enlist and support of international partners, including France, Hungary, and the United Kingdom. So these are the recommendations. So let us talk about the issue of a repealing of Sharia codes and the blasphemy law. So this issue have been on time without, it has been on, let me say, for over 20 years now. Yeah, getting to 20 years. The issue of Sharia have been hitting people who are not Muslims hard in Nigeria. And I think it is time for us to come and think about this and say, if you want Sharia law, be in a Sharia country. If you want a Sharia law, be in a Sharia country. Why am I saying this? Not because there is this thing that, because Okocha don't like Sharia, that's why he's saying this. No. Do you know how many people who are not Muslims that have died because of Sharia? Why do you use the law against them? Why is Boko Haram leveraging on Sharia? Why are these terrorists leveraging on Sharia to commit the atrocities that they are committing? Why? This is what we are talking about. The Sharia law, among everything United States have said here, for me, other ones, they are just joking. As far as I'm concerned, you see, other ones, they are joking. Because, they may name the people who are sponsoring it, the thing may just last for 2 years, but the idea of Sharia, just read out what people are thinking. This idea of Sharia has been inculcated to everybody who are Muslims. This is what Sani Yerima said, that it is the ambition. So, I believe that the only thing I see that is important, and that is what the US should focus, is the repealing of Sharia law. So, if they refuse, they will bring it to National Assembly. Fear will not even let Akpabio to talk. The North will not agree. Then you have a law that the terrorists are using to kill people. What kind of law is that? You take this law, take it, confine yourself to a place and practice it. And they will say, it's only northern states now. It's only northern states. These northern states, they were not Sharia state before. You made it a Sharia state. The invasion of Fulanese, right from the time of almost 100 years ago, they have been, pushing this. It's not like this. The reason why I am warning Nigeria is because I read the history of Egypt, Jordan, Turkey. To mention but few, Afghanistan, you saw these countries, they were never a Muslim country. Iran, these countries, they were never a Muslim countries. Go and ask question, what happened to these countries? If you can understand what happened to this country, fear your life, because you are going to be, your generation, if God did not stop it, if you did not stop it, if the world did not stop it, if we did not stop this thing together, they will erase it. Ethnic cleansing will happen. What happened to the Christians in Iraq? Where are they? They did not convert them. They were cleansed. That is what is called ethnic or religious cleansing. They will kill you, clean you out, chase you. You will run away. If you come back, they kill you. That is ethnic cleansing. It has been going on. Who would have thought that Egypt was a pure Christian nation? Egypt, though, that don't allow people to make video calls, that put different restrictions. Though Egypt today now, they are still against so many organizations of Muslim, like Islam, what is it called? Muslim Brotherhood. Egypt is against them now. So, this thing is not funny. Jordan welcomes these people. After some years, they conquer Jordan. United Kingdom welcomes them. They are about to conquer United Kingdom. Look at what they are saying in US, that it's a matter of time they are going to conquer US. Be careful when you come out and people will do you like this. That is the sign of ISIS, the sign of Hamas. You know what that means? Only one authority under Allah. Nothing like different religion, nothing like Christian, Jews. Just one God, one authority. Every other thing, either you agree or you'll be eliminated. That is just it. It is a choice. So, US, they are not Nigerians. They are not part of us. This is a global powers concern. We must do our own duty. We must support them. I am going to tell you, no matter who is saying that they don't want US, they don't want this, they don't want that. You see? Nobody is talking about the issue of Sharia law because fear will not let anybody to talk about it. Why do we have this law in operational level, not on marriage level or on a customary level? They have courts. The other day in Abuja, Sharia court locked an Igbo man's store and seen it, a Sharia court. You know, the more you look, the more you see about Nigeria. But what I'm telling people is that we should support this good move by the United States. Yes, we should support, especially the repeal of Sharia law. I personally knows that these people are not going to agree. They won't. Sharia law was not in Nigeria before. So from Sharia crisis, a lot of things have been going on. So I believe that the US, if this is what they are going to do, they are far from the solution. But I agree with the issue of, it is the issue of repealing of Sharia law and blasphemy law. I agree with them on that. But if this is just what they want to do, I believe they knows what they are doing. But if this is just what they want to do, they are far from the solution. Because solution is one. These two ideologies cannot stay together. In US, you people are deporting these people. Deporting everybody. Because you are feeling that US is unsafe. Not just because of minor, this, because of change of culture, change of value system. UK is crying. Many countries are crying. This is not about hating anybody, but this is about the truth. These people don't hide it. What they are saying, I have so many friends who are Muslims, okay? I have so many friends. These friends, I was able to keep them because they are direct, they don't hide it, and you know me, I don't hide things. So I tell them the way I know, the way I think, I know that things are supposed to go in this way. And they themselves say that, and let me just say it's a dogma. So they believe something they can't question. They believe something that you don't have to question it you yourself. Don't question this. It's about God. That is a dogma. Okay? When we are doing canon law, it is called a dogma. Some set form of belief that you are not allowed to question it. That is a problem. You can't question it, and if anybody questions it, you kill the person. That is blasphemy. You don't question anything about this. This is a big problem. It's a big problem. And I believe that everybody should practice what they want to practice. That is the essence of nation. That is the essence of nation. People don't think, the essence of nation is that the whole world cannot be a one country because we are not one. The whole world cannot be a one country. As liberal, as free as Europe is, Europe could not be, they couldn't come together as one country. The highest thing they could do is to form a European Union, just like African Union or ECOWAS. You can, if you are a citizen of this country, you can travel to another country. You can do trade together, but everybody have different law. Be confined to your territories.
Oh yes. He have already said everything the way it is. Everybody needs to be on his own territory, and everybody will not be one. The way they are thinking and the way they are doing is not the way others is thinking. The Christianity is different from the Islam, and then the Islam is different from the Christianity. And if you come, they did not even believe in one God. So everybody is claiming my God, your God, all those things. So the best way is that let the Islam be on their own, and then let the Christian be on their own. Simple. And then if you trying to bring them together into one place, I don't think it will work. Even though after the issue of Donald Trump, after a fight finish and go back to US with his soldier, after some years or after some months, another will still happen, because this is ideology. So it cannot clean out. Their mind is that they want to overcome everybody, and they want to put everybody, they don't want to make everybody to become Islam. That is their own aim. If you are not Islam, meaning you are not human being. Well, I would like you to comment down below. What do you think about the whole thing going on in Nigeria? Like, subscribe, and make sure you share it to grow and let others see things happening in the country.